Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4, the New Order, Last Days of Europe, with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and Empire of Japan. So in the last episode, we sort of ensured that Italy remained independent. It was an interesting draw, but a draw nonetheless. I mean, yeah, we would have needed just a little bit more and we would have won, but still, you know. Their loss is our victory, our loss is their victory, but when none wins, we win. Today we are going to focus more on the conflict in New Granada and in Cameroon, because we have a lot of political power. We're currently working on the Reformist Alliance, which is going to increase the relations with the Reformists by 5%, after which I think we can improve relations with the Conservatives, which is our faction, by using this option, and it should give us enough political power to pass another thing through the Diet. I think Corporate Relief Act would be probably a good one. Or the welfare package, or the agriculture. I mean, I want to do the welfare package last. The reason is that I know that it's going to... Well, to the end, we want to lower the poverty, so what the hell am I even talking about? We'll have to decide. One of these we're going to pass right after this one. So, for now we're gonna unpause the game and throw our units into the fighting in New Granada. We need to get them there as fast as possible. I think they're moving at a decent speed. Yep, they are. And Yorubaland has been defeating. Okay, I need to get, into the habit of going right and left. So this is a big victory. Cameroonian African state is doing good. Niger is doing good. And well, that means we wanted to consider transferring the naval helicopters there. But I think we're going to wait the 30 days to secure the Gulf of Guinea, because we actually worked and secured that. So I don't think that is a major issue for us. We also need to keep an eye, honestly, on the situation in China, but the game should inform us if they... I mean, is this really... Because they got... The National Protection Army has, let's call it 200,000 people. The Republic of China has over 500,000, so more than double, probably triple, and they're losing. I mean, yeah, the game can give you a lot of modifiers and stuff like that, but this is still excessive in my opinion. Okay, so you get in here, win this battle for us, and then we're gonna counter-attack. I think we can counter-attack actually directed to Bogoda. Yeah, it feels like we're arriving at the last moment here. Okay, so... we can throw in more units if you want to, because we will not be pushed out, he said as he was immediately pushed out. God damn it. Now they're attacking here near Neva. I wish there was an option for us to send in more units. I'm tempted to use this one. It's just 15 political power, but let's give it a bit more time. I think these guys are at war with each other as well. Yeah, they are, so... taking back Neva might be a good idea. No, we're gonna go after Ibake. I want to push them out here. So let's decimate them. They actually got pretty good units. 2nd Brigade of Infantry. I mean, our units are much better, but still, they got pretty decent units here. What's their base attack? Wow, nearly 300. Well, again, we are much better still, but kind of surprised by this. Against the West, we will begin to plan a Christmas offensive. Okay, the Republic of Dahomey has been defeated by Cameroon. Okay, so this is really good. Cameroon now has a ton of extra space between themselves and their capital. So there's a lot of time for a potential help. Where there was once a fierce flurry of men at arms, there were firm lines drawn in the sand. Lines of the battle maps could now be drawn safely without fear of having to erase them almost immediately. It was a time when strategists looked over from tacticians. It was the topic of strategy that was on the minds of Cameroonian generals and their Japanese advisors. The generals gathered in their masses at a field headquarters as a grand offensive was being planned, one to remove the West from West Africa. The French had their American backers, and if they were to stay on even ground, they needed more patronage from their Japanese backers. The advisors received a laundry list of guns, bullets, vehicles, and other weapons of war. The Japanese would take care of the channels and shell companies that would slip these instruments of destruction to the Pan-Africans, alongside the necessary training to play violent melodies that would become the national anthems of tomorrow. With the agreements concluded, a date was marked on the calendar, the 25th of December. An offensive scheduled for 3 months away made some impatient, but they had already waited underneath the imperialist boot for more than 300 years. Another small wait for eternal liberation was but a minor thing. Okay, so what does that mean? Preparing for the Christmas offensive. Tango test in planes. Okay, we can actually do these ones. Test infantry weapons. And you... I'd be much more interested in sending help to Cameroon at this point, because that one seems like a bit more of a important battle, but we'll see. We'll see. So we need to finish this attack over here into Ibagué, which we're doing. They're attacking against Neva, so we can join that attack as well and help it, because that's gonna consolidate the territory a bit more. I want to make sure that our border, or the border of Colombia, is actually as concise as possible so that their units aren't overextended on borders that we do not need them to defend. Come on, join that fight. Okay, nice. That's gonna make a big difference. Okay, we're gonna hold them over here. Repel the Marines. I think that you guys actually have a much weaker army than they do, so it should be our goal to focus more on, what is this one called? Republic of Colombia rather than the Colombian Revolutionary Union, because if we can handle the Revolutionary Union, we need to make sure that Colombia itself is gone. So now I can attack these guys. And you counter-attack. Oh! Okay, well, you counter-attack but fail. Maybe not. So if we can take Bogota, that's their capital. And that is definitely gonna mean that we can launch an attack over here. Okay, let me see the situation over here. So, what is new here? Transfer helicopters, expand military shipments, supply air vehicles, military advisors. Test in the mountains, test in the cities. Oh, we're gonna wait. Something's bound to happen soon. Okay, so repel this attack. And then join up here. Okay, this is looking good. Do you guys mind to drop out of that combat, won't you? No, we still got a pretty decent organization left. Okay. Well, this is kind of what I expected, but you will hold it instead pretty easily. Let us leave them to fight among themselves. Come on, don't tell me you can defend this. And send you over here, and we'll try to take this area. That's gonna free up some of our border units. Okay, we can attack over here actually. Ah, no, let's just support it then. Let's just support it because they're attacking on their own, and if we take these two areas, that's gonna strengthen the position here pretty significantly. So we lost a little bit of production units. Okay, and then we probably got them back. We have 73 political power. We have to be wary of the House of Cards being dealt a new hand, because that one is going to screw us over. If we introduce a bill, we should still have enough time to actually do stuff. Okay, repel these attacks. So what's going on here? Why are you guys not involved in this combat? Come on. Reformists' Reliance. So I'm gonna read this. And once this combat ends. Okay, this is looking much better now. So, Reformist Reliance. Takagi sat upright in Ikara's office and faced the Prime Minister with a calm expression on his face. Ikara smiled at Takagi from behind his desk, discussing with him the complexities of the inflation rate of the yen and the government's role in managing imports, whilst shuffling the notes and Oh, yes! And government's role in managing imports, whilst shuffling the notes and scribbling from their conversation on his desk. With his papers now cleared, Ikeda rested his hands on his desk and expressed his warm feelings towards Takagi's leadership in the Diet. I'm glad people like you and I can get along, Mr. Takagi. We are alike. We are men of pragmatism and logical conclusions. I'd love to spend more time in your company as a colleague and as a friend. Takagi nodded and returned his gratitude to the Prime Minister, reaching to shake his hand as he stood up from the comfortable leather chair. Chuckling and saying his farewells, Ikeda watched Takagi bow and leave the room, impressed at himself over his choice of allies in the Diet. So we get extra 50 political power. We get power increased by 5%, and reformists lose 5% power, meaning we now have enough MPs and we don't need to invest. I'm gonna save up the political power for now because we don't need it anywhere. So, corporate relief, agricultural relief, or the welfare relief. So, corporate relief. Our political machine runs on the patronage of the Zaibatsu and the Keiretsu, and their representatives waste no time in reminding us that our patronage of their business activities would be met with great financial support. In the face of Yasuda's collapse and the general downturn of the Japanese economy that plagues our administration, they have come forward with an offer. Bail out their most important sectors, and they will fund and support our administration's future aims. Economically, corporate bailouts would stave off the need for populism, as well as leaning too much towards populist policies to kickstart our economy. However, this move would face a great deal of opposition by both the technocrats and the Dainihon Seijikai, as this move can be seen as a futile attempt at propping up dying machine. Fortunately, Takagi's reformists, motivated by the supply-side tendencies on this key economists, have promised to support the bailouts. Okay, we're gonna go with this one, because that's gonna most likely support our economy and give us, if nothing else, a lot of cash, and probably maybe even daily political power or something like that. And once we pass that one, we'll be hit most likely with the House of Cards, and then we can go with the on an overreach or something. Do we have enough time? 35 days, and let's say 35 days more. Yeah, we should have enough time to pass it. Okay, you need to join this fight again. Failed military coup in Ecuador. With the Colombian Civil War picking up, Ecuador has become rife with refugees, an issue that many believe the government is unable to deal with, as food shortages begin and shantytowns are formed in major cities. In a bid to secure stability, the army attempted a coup to remove the Arrosemena cousins and what they represent. However, the police have put down the conspirators, learning of their plans and arresting its heads, trialing and arresting them in Quito. While this means that the government can survive for a day, tomorrow is not a guarantee. With the military now divided between loyalists and golpistas and more inept than ever, the state has seen a terrible surge of guerrilla activities as many pivot towards the revolutionaries, making many wonder how much time the government has. The future of Ecuador dims with every second. Okay, let us check on African progress. Okay, this is looking pretty good. So far, Cameroon is doing pretty good. Any new options for us over here? Okay, so we still haven't secured the Gulf of Guinea. My bad, I thought that we did. Okay. Well, cool. I believe we're doing well, though. So far, at least. The free treasure... free sacred treasures, electronics. Of all of the nations... of all the nations stood shoulder to shoulder in the co-prosperity sphere. That's a weird sentence. Of all the nations stood shoulder to shoulder in the co-prosperity sphere, the Empire of Japan carries the torch of scientific advancement to guide the liberated younger brothers of Asia into the future. The mighty nation wields great scientific and educational achievements, from the development of ore-refining mineral extraction technologies to the mass production of modern medical and surgical equipment, and continues to use this technological grace to develop the younger nations surrounding it. Nice, extra stability. Reading from Tokyo, advancement in the field of manufacturing, computing, and machinery have developed a culture of innovation and determination to modernize the economy of the empire. The improvements and refining of technology from the Greater East Asia War, as well as the progress with new feats of research in the years since, have prided Japan as the leader of electronic and technological development in the co-prosperity sphere, and among one of the greatest competitors internationally. Moreover, advancements in military engineering since the Greater East Asia War have improved Japanese ability to defend the sphere from foreign incursions. Tokyo's arsenal consists of a multitude of modern arms, from colossal ships with some of the most advanced heavy weapon systems in the world, to small arms meticulously calibrated to withstand the harshest of climates. Furthermore, the Japanese arsenal of ICBMs and modern nuclear warheads stand as testimony to the empire's determination to defend its territory and support the brother nations of Asia in the face of foreign aggression expansion. Modernization has always been important to Japan. Damn right. Okay, so this attack is leading nowhere. They have strengthened. I mean, it would be kind of cool if we had a support of our allies in here, but so let us focus on this area. We'll take it, and then together both of our units are gonna attack over there. We're leaving this area undefended or uncontested because that's where our two opponents are fighting each other, and I consider that a fairly good thing to have. Okay, Sarissa, what the hell is going on here? How can they push you out? Night country. Well, I was wondering if I'm seeing double that they are actually winning this. Okay, we repel this attack. With a bit of luck, we're gonna take this. And if we take this, we can launch a counter-attack over here immediately and take the area, freeing up defense of 2 areas into 1. Okay, we'll need to defend here, but that is a given. And you attack now because they exhausted their units, and we can counter-attack. Valleys. Okay, finally our allies are supporting us, even if we just... This is probably the paramilitaries that we trained. But the progress on the front of Colombia is definitely something that we can see here. Can we attack here as well? The third revolution in Ecuador. As the week after the failed military coup continued, anarchy dawned in Ecuador, a central authority collapsed, and a state of de facto civil war set in. With more and more of the country being taken over by the revolutionary guerrillas, the PSRE would finally take over Quito and the state on 17th of October 1966. While many are fleeing to the US-secured Galapagos, hoping to find reprieve from the socialist policies of the new government, the people in Ecuador celebrate the Third Revolution and Akire. Decrying American, Japanese, and German imperialism on the continent and the revolutionary traitor Fidel Castro, Akire has promised Ecuador to become the new home of the revolution, alongside vast internal reforms to help it achieve true socialism. En lo esencial, los objetivos finales son socialistas. And I immediately apologize for butchering that. Okay, so the attack into this area will ensure that they cannot... they cannot come back here and support that. And because they're so weakened, We might even be able to push them out and take this area as well. So you go and immediately... What? Gulf of Ini blockaded? What the hell happened here? How did they manage to blockade us? Our naval forces have reported that they have been forced to retreat from the Gulf of Guinea, which has been since secured by the United States Navy, which has established a blockade around the Gulf. While we could attempt to break this blockade, it risks an escalation we are not prepared for, and we must concede control for now. As a result of this, it is now made significantly more difficult to provide support to Cameroon and the PALF, while giving the Americans a corridor to support their own allies. What? We built the port, we stationed the navy. How did we fail that? I don't understand. Was I supposed to really like... But we didn't have the naval? That's weird. I don't know why we lost that, but still they're doing pretty good, so... Let's see what the future brings. Okay, what we need to do here is we need to stop you guys and attack in a concentrated effort to take Kibdo. Okay, but that really pissed me off. How? What did I miss? Were we supposed to just increase patrols? But there was no option. I don't understand. Confused. Okay, we need to defend this area, and which we're doing just about now. I think it would make sense to try to encircle some units here, but I'm not entirely sure we'll be able to do that. And what improvement of the border would be good? Over here. If we could take this area, that would free up... No, actually that wouldn't free up anything, but it would give us a better defensive position in here. Oh, either way, let us end it here. Corporate relief is in the making. We have secured enough voices in the parliament. New Granada is doing great, and Cameroon and Niger are doing good as well, even though they might be, suffering a little bit because of our ineptitude. But, Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you in the next episode.